Welcome back to Legacy of Fun and Story Cube Sundays. If you've been following along, you'll be glad to know that I am finding myself in very good health once again, and I am back from a delightful vacation in Hawaii, and I'm ready to roll some dice. So let's do just that. For today's story, I have picked out 6 dice randomly from my grab bag of, I don't know how many dice I've got, 30, 50, something like that. Let's see what we get today. All right, we have, looks like a parachute, a medical parachute, or a supply parachute, something like that. I see a bridge. I see Jabba the Hutt. I see somebody carrying a gift or package, and I see Yoda. It is interesting how often I get Star Wars dice in my random reach into the bag, because I think they're a pretty small percentage of what's in there, but I seem to grab a bunch every time. I do like Star Wars, but I'm not that big of a fan that I would force it. Anyways, why that happens, I do not know. Pure luck. Let's get this out of the way, and let's try to tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a wise old man. The problem with the wise old man was that even though he was filled with wisdom, the way he spoke that wisdom into the world was often difficult to understand. He was frequently misunderstood, and that made him very frustrated and cranky, so much so that he decided to run off into the wilderness, over the bridge out of society, and hide himself away, a hermit. Well, what does a hermit do when he's lost in the wilderness with no one to share his wisdom with? He starts to talk to the animals around him. And one of those animals just happened to be a frog named Jabber. Jabber the Toad. And Jabber the Toad, even though he was but a toad, he could understand the strange blabberings of this wise old man. And true to his name, Jabber began to share that wisdom with other creatures. And it was interesting that as he shared that message with other creatures, and creatures interacted with other creatures, and some began to interact with humans and as pets and such, that wisdom began to be delivered to society, even from the seclusion of the woods. Strange though it may be, it was as if this gift had appeared out of the sky. Nobody knew where it came from, for all had forgotten the wise old man. Nobody knew where they heard it last because of the way it was delivered. It wasn't a conversation. It was through the proximity to life's creatures, the creatures of nature. And so it was that these bits of wisdom began to spread throughout humankind. And in the darkest days of our society, we found that these little bits of wisdom were really our lifeline. Small bits of wisdom transferred from one to another, either directly through stories or words or just time together. And with that, it made all of us better. And each of us began to learn how to share our own wisdom in our own ways. The end. And with that, I hope none of you feel less wise for having tuned in today to Story Cube Sundays. And I hope you have a great week and have fun out there. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, if you have a chance and you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. I don't normally ask for that, but it's good to see. For me, personally, I like to know if you like it. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. That's fine. Any interaction is good interaction. Anyways, like I said, have a great week. Thanks.
Are you having fun?